This is Drop Tent Media Network.
High IQ basketball with Brian Isley and Raymond Byrd. What's going on, bro?
I'm gonna go for like a quadruple double.
And we are back. Welcome back to High IQ basketball with Brian Isley and Raymond Byrd. I am, of course, Brian Isley. Ray couldn't make it today, but we got Neil on the boards as always. We got Red Cup Ram back for his season 2 debut, and we got our very special guest, one of the greatest writers in sports of all time, former Slam magazine contributor. He helped start Slam magazine. He's been on ESPN, Chicago Sun-Times, the legendary Mr. Scoop Jackson. What's going on, sir? How you doing?
Man, with that intro, I hope that check I wrote you don't bounce, man. That was a nice one. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You know, I'm getting better with the intros, man.
Wait. I'm gonna throw a small flex in here.
Yes, sir.
That because we've reached that status, so now you can actually say that Slam magazine, since we got to the Hall of Fame last year.
Ah, yes.
You know what I'm saying? That could be, because we'll take that.
Contributor and co-founder and started up the now Hall of Fame inductee Slam magazine.
Right, there you go.
Right. Scoop Jackson.
There you go.
Now the intro is at 100.
Right. It's funny how you don't give a shit about things like that until it happened, and then all of a sudden you
like hold up. Let me.
Right. Exactly.
How you been, man? It's been a minute. How's everything going?
Everything's good, man. Everything's good. We're trying to maintain. Excuse my language, like we say, same shit, different toilet paper, man.
Yes.
You know how it goes.
No need to excuse the language here, man. This is what we do. Y'all
no, it's good. It's good. Oh, I wasn't excusing for y'all. I'm talking about your listeners. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be.
It's all good. Listeners, y'all know how we do. 4 quarters, 4 topics, and we have an OT. But OT isn't overtime. It's off topic where we discuss something that has nothing to do with basketball. Quarter number 1, the firing heard around the league. Nico Harrison is now gone from the Dallas Mavericks. He is no longer the GM. Scoop, I'm gonna get your thoughts on that first.
It's kind of all over the place. It's one of those things I get, but I still don't necessarily like. But I'm more concerned about Nico's future and what he's gonna be, the inability of what he's gonna be able to do moving forward after this. Because I don't think, especially if you have some talent, if you have some history, if you have beyond a half a page resume, that one job is not going to define you. Mm-hmm. So where he got fired, in my mind, he lost a job. And I'm pretty sure all of us at some point have lost jobs.
Right.
And those situations haven't defined us regardless of what those jobs are.
Absolutely.
So
not.
I don't want to take this any further than Nico losing a job. You have 7 to 12 general managers every year in this sport that lose their jobs. So I don't want to make this bigger than what it is, but because of what initiated the firing, I'm concerned about how he's going to be able to function in any similar marketplace moving forward. Like, I can't see any other NBA team taking him on in even a reduced role that has some decision making in there. That's what I'm concerned about. The Dallas job is the Dallas job. Miami job, Milwaukee job, the Knicks job, they're all just jobs that you can be replaced at.
Right.
But he's in a situation unlike, I don't know how many other GMs we could look back in the history of this game, definitely currently, where he has 29 other teams that he can't even think about stepping to. They're not even thinking about him. Even putting him on as associate general manager. Any other capacity. Who's going to take him? We talk about a scarlet letter. He got all 26 alphabets stuck to him right now. So that's kind of what I'm looking at it. I'm not looking at him just losing the job and firing, because that happens all the time. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at the fact that he's not going to be able to move forward in any type of similar capacity beyond this. And I don't know necessarily if that's fair. You get what I'm saying? I'm thinking of, hell, you have, and this is a bad comparison, but you have doctors and lawyers that to some degree lose cases and make mistakes that cost people their lives and their livelihoods. That can get put back on in another firm or another hospital. You know what I'm saying? Here's a man who was a general manager of an NBA team. That's one of 30 jobs in this country.
Yeah.
Not happening again. And, if I'm being honest with you, it's not happening in any other sport. If he wanted to go do something with Major League Baseball, they're not opening those doors to him. If he wanted to do something in the NFL, they're not opening those doors to him. My concern, and not because I know Nico, but just in general, I feel this way about anybody for the most part, that made a mistake that erased everything that he did, and then he caught a bad one with all of the circumstances following the decision / mistake that he made that impacted that kind of didn't give him a fair chance to right the wrong that he actually made. I think Kendrick Perkins made a somewhat profound statement today looking at Lawrence Frank and comparing those two situations and how nobody is calling for Lawrence Frank. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to say that was a reach. That was a fair comparison.
Okay.
If you look at what's happened with the Clippers over the last 3 years and the decisions Lawrence Frank has made, but he can hide behind the injuries and nobody's calling for his head, but nobody's, giving that same grace. And I'm not saying for his job, just in context to what Nico did.
Okay.
The same guy who built something to get you there to that finals.
Right.
He made one decision, but now we're faulting him for the injuries that fell out after that. I'm not giving him credit for Cooper Flagg getting there.
Yeah.
I'm giving him credit for, the fact that I know he's injury prone, but Anthony Davis sitting on the floor, Kyrie Irving isn't on the floor. Those two simultaneously were not expected. He has nothing to do with that per se, but now because they started off 3-8, and a lot of that's not his decision either, because we can get into that conversation. And as much as I love him, for Jason Kidd to start Cooper Flagg at point guard, a position he never started at before in the NBA, at least I think if he had started D'Lo at point, his natural position, they may have been 6-5, maybe. And I'm not saying that saves Nico's job, but it looks a lot better. And none of that, the injuries, nor that decision to put the youngest kid in the NBA to play a position and starting off his career.
Right.
But now you're going to put all of that on this man.
Right.
Because if I'm honest with you, if they start off 6-5, are we having this conversation?
No, we're not. Rand, are we having this conversation?
Scoop, we not having this conversation, but we got to be real, Scoop.
No, I'm with you.
He gambled. It didn't work. He married himself to something that did not work out. And the statistics show when you get divorced in a marriage, it could take 10 years off of your life, right?
No doubt.
He married himself to the wrong situation that unfortunately did not work for him. And this is the consequence of making the wrong decision. You got broken body AD. Kyrie's my man. When Kyrie is on the court, he is dynamic. But Kyrie has been injury prone over the last couple years. He hired the new age Hulk Hogan, the American Dream, and Cooper Flagg. He looks very mid in the league. Klay Thomas is now bit by a twerk artist. And he decided to want to deal with a female rapper. So you know how that always works out for you.
You just wanted to bring that up.
I'm just saying.
You just wanted to throw that out there.
He did. It's just unfortunate. Some of the decisions he made has not worked out, and it's unfortunate for Nico. But Nico got to go. right? Like,
Yeah, no.
He has to rebuild his brand. You know what I recommend, Scoop? This is what I recommend, because we got to talk about what's going to happen forward. Send his ass to the WNBA. Go build something over there, my man. Go ahead. Go down to
But
the
I don't. Well, what's the percentage of NBA owners who own the WNBA franchises?
Good point.
Most of them.
Good point.
Right. It's like 70-80%. So, you got to really, really, really reach beyond that, because that NBA circle, when it comes to ownership and decision making, is tight.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only person that may mess with him is gonna sound crazy because they had a relationship. It's probably Mark Cuban. And I say that to say Mark understands how ownership works, whereas Nico took the gamble. Patrick signed off on it.
Yeah, he did.
And here's the thing: Mark Cuban knows that if Nico had presented him with that, it wouldn't have happened.
Yep.
So he would have shut it down like, no, that's not happening. So Mark Cuban looks at it like, I'll give Nico another chance because I'm not blaming him for this whole thing. He's the one who came up with the gamble, but I'd be the one to sign off on it.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not going to hold Nico for signing off on that. So if Mark Cuban ever gets to another situation where he can use that in some capacity, even if it's on Dallas's G League team, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how the dynamics of all of that work in his capacity, but I think Mark has a relationship with him that he be the one to give him that other opportunity. If Mark ventures off into something else.
Back to the.
That's it. But I agree with you, fam. I agree with you.
The Steve Ballmer, the Clippers point that you made. Do you think that Lawrence Frank is hiding behind the injuries, or is he hiding behind the personality that is Steve Ballmer? Because Steve Ballmer is the face of the franchise, so the scrutiny is going to fall on the owner with the Clippers more so than the owner with Dallas, because no one essentially knows who the owner in Dallas is. Nico Harrison was the face of the decision making in Dallas, whereas Steve Ballmer is the face of the decision making with the Clippers.
That is a fair comparison, but understand, I don't think Lawrence Frank is hiding behind anything. I think that's us.
Okay.
I think that's us who's not bringing up this conversation, because it wasn't us in the media that started the Fire Nico campaign. That came from within.
All right.
We piggybacked off that. The problem is that nobody's talking about Lawrence Frank's, I use this word for and I like Lawrence, but the word that's been thrown around about Nico because of the gamble that he took and because of the decision he made is Nico's incompetence in decision making. So I'm using those same words with Lawrence Frank.
Okay.
Nobody's publicly talking about the incompetence of Lawrence Frank over the past 3-4 years and what he's tried to do and what hasn't worked out in Los Angeles.
Got you. Okay.
That's all. Lawrence didn't hide behind anything. It's not public conversation yet.
Okay, I got you.
Like the Clippers fans haven't turned on him. The same way,
and this got to be the final point because we got to move on to the second quarter.
But the same way they got rid of Donald Sterling. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That was an outcry from the public. That was an internal cry from the players and the coaching staff.
Got you.
It wasn't something the media started. And Donald Sterling wasn't hiding from that. The public pressure forced that change to be made. I'm not saying Adam Silver wouldn't have done what he did, but when you get that much noise around you, change usually happens. And all I'm saying is that Lawrence Frank is not hiding from anybody, but there's no noise around what he's doing to force that conversation to be had internally within the Clippers.
Understood. We are moving on to quarter number 2. Warriors have started out the gate strong, but then they started struggling. Steph's been out a few games. Are the Warriors' best days behind them? I'm going to start with Rand on this one.
Yeah, listen. In the modern NBA today, I mean, I think the Warriors got a decent amount of talent, but just, the West is so stacked. The teams in the West are young, they're athletic, they're long, they're deep. OKC, they playing 9-10 guys. I mean, all of them can play 20-25 minutes a game if they want to.
Right.
You got Wemby out here looking like ET. You know what I mean? And San Antonio is deep. I mean, they've been hooping all season.
Yes.
And my man, the point guard, drawing a blank right now. He just only played one or two games.
Fox.
Yeah, Fox just came back.
Yeah, De'Aaron. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they hooping. I mean the Joker is looking all worldly. Minnesota haven't kicked up yet. I gotta listen. I rock with Bron. Bron's my man. But the Lakers look great, and I hope when Bron gets back in the mix that he adds to it. But that's a whole nother topic for another day.
Yes, sir.
That they look to be balling. It seems like they sending a very clear message to Bron, like this is what the Lakers are going to look like moving forward. So I really do hope for Bron's legacy. He can add to what they're doing now and not become a shit show when he rejoins the roster. But
circus.
Like they got good chemistry right now going on. I hope he's able with his experience to just kind of blend in and mix. And I hope Bron enters in understanding, like, for me to preserve my body, let me just play 20 minutes a game and let these young boys do what they're doing now. When it's time for the playoffs, we'll buckle down and we'll get into the half-court offense. I'll facilitate like I normally do. But the Lakers are flowing. They look good. They're playing good defensively. Like, I just think for Golden State, their size, they have a lot of really good wing players, but they're not, they have no five. They have no legitimate five, right? Like, their offense is completely dependent on Steph. I know they got a lot of, free-flowing movement with Draymond and
they got Kuminga.
They got... Man, they played with Kuminga for the last couple of years. Now they're holding on to him. Like, I don't even know the whole Kuminga saga. I don't even know what's going on with that. Jimmy does fit in. He adds a level of toughness. I like Jimmy on their team. I just don't think they have enough size. And you look at the dominant teams in the West, they all got legitimate size, and they have talent at the five. I saw DeAndre Ayton, like, put up, 25 and, 18 the other day last week?
Right.
And I think he's completely soft, but even in that system, he looks like he's enjoying playing with Austin and Luka. Like, I think they have something good. I think the Golden State Warriors are going to be, at the end of the season, maybe a 7th, 8th seed. Houston is the largest lineup in NBA history or whatever. I think Houston needs a point guard. Houston needs to go find a point guard. But I think their days are behind them, to answer your question directly, yes.
Scoop, your thoughts?
Well, there's a part of me that agrees there's a large part of me that agrees with everything. But my main concern is Jimmy Butler. And to me, it all hinges on him. I hate to put it on him, but you just said it. Steph is their primary, secondary, and tertiary scoring option. Everything offensively runs through him.
Yeah.
When it comes down to a playoff series, I can't have the Jimmy Butler who is like, I'm trying to, make sure everybody eats. I'm trying to, make sure our primary thought is defending. They said, no, dude. That Jimmy Butler that made Milwaukee trade Drew Holiday, that Jimmy Butler that was, scoring 50, giving it to everybody, that's the Jimmy Butler I need. That your focus is on, no, I got to take the pressure off of Steph from having to score 40 every night, that I have to average 25 and still do what I need to do defensively. If Jimmy Butler, come playoff time, when it comes series time, because that's when you need it. I agree. They could get in as a 7-8 series and win a play-in situation. But now, if you're a 7 or 8 seed and you get in and you have to play a Denver or a Lakers if they're there, or OKC, you know what I'm saying? The only way you're going to get through that, because Steph is going to do Steph. But if Jimmy's giving you 25 and everybody else is doing something, you got a chance.
Different team.
You got a strong chance, because now your double and triple schemes defensively to shut down Steph, all gone. Because now you got to focus on Jimmy.
What's your concern about their size, though?
Every night, that's the difference. And unless we get that in the 7-game series, then they're going to be out in the first round.
Do you have concerns about do they need to go get a 5? Do they need to go get anything the counter size that's in the league?
I think if the trading deadline is if somebody serviceable is there, in case to get through Joker, to get through Ayton, to get through Wemby, if you got to face him,
Yes.
to get through that double.
Yeah.
But you got to get through. You got to get through Chet and Hartenstein too.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to get somebody serviceable. But
and Houston,
you have
Scoop.
so many.
And Houston.
Huh?
And you got Sengun, and their whole
you got
starting
Sengun,
lineup is 6'7" and above. You know, like
at some point you got a big. But here's the thing: if you got somebody if you got a defensive commitment as a committee, and you got that one player who's like, okay, like I'll give you a situation. If Jimmy Butler, if Jimmy Butler has to guard or check or be responsible for SGA in a series, then Draymond has to be the one to do what Alex Caruso did to Joker in that Game 7 against Denver.
sure.
You know what I'm saying? Now, you can have somebody serviceable, but you have a defensive guru, if you have a defensive savant that can mask that and make life miserable when you go against Sengun, which Draymond could possibly do. If you got somebody, like if you got to go through Wemby, who Draymond could probably outthink because he ain't been there yet.
Yeah, he could bully
He's
him
never
too.
had anybody like Draymond. It'll take him a while to figure that out.
Yeah.
You know, Joker already showed that Alex Caruso, and I love Alex. AC is good, but he's not Draymond Green yet on defense, and he shut down Joker. Go back and look at that Game 7. So what I'm saying is that if I'm Golden State, I'm looking at the trade deadline. If we can get somebody serviceable, that will help.
Scoop,
but I
who's
wouldn't
that?
panic.
Who is it?
We don't know yet. We don't know who wants to leave.
Okay.
That's the beauty of the trade deadline. We go through like 40 more games of where we are right now, 11 games, and you see teams where they need something to plug in this.
Yeah.
We need something to plug in that. Or you see that player that is unhealthy. Somebody gonna be doing Jimmy Butler in 1 out. You know, you're gonna be there to get that player to get in there. And that's fine. I'm just saying with Golden State, start looking, but don't panic. Because I think, once again, you can get through to us. I don't know if you can get back to I don't know. You have to see it play out. But you stand a chance. But to me, it's still all predicated. You stand a chance with the way it's constructed right now. But it's all predicated on Jimmy Butler really going back and being the asshole that we know he can be on the court when it comes to offense.
Okay.
Like, stop shying back and you said Lawrence Frank was hiding behind. No, stop hiding behind, you know, your toughness and, you know, what you mean to the team on the no, dude. You got to score.
Get in the mix.
Yeah, you got to get busy offensively.
Okay, final question for you, Scoop, and then we're going to head into halftime. Best case scenario, worst case scenario for the Golden State Warriors in 25-26 season.
Best case scenario is playing well enough to avoid the play-in. That's the best case scenario, avoiding that, because what happens if Golden State finishes in the West with a record that has them in the top 6, teams are going to be worried about them. As opposed to like them coming in limping and like, you know, they just got in. We ain't too worried about them. That championship pedigree, and if Steph is playing as Jimmy, if they're playing if they get in as a 6 or 5 seed, that 4 and 3 seed are going to be worried. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be worried about them. And that teams worrying and coaches worrying about that team, if they're that team at that point, if they're that team at late April, that can get them through a series. And maybe through a second one if they get through that first one. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's the best case scenario. Worst case scenario is kind of what I said earlier. It doesn't start working out the way it should. And then, you know, I don't know. I love the Warriors, but they have shown themselves to be fragile at certain times. And I'm not saying on the court. I'm saying like something internal would disrupt them. I'm saying that the worst case scenario is Draymond has another incident that internally sets them back the way his punch with Jordan Poole did. You know what I'm saying? And it could be getting ejected by, you know, wilding out. It could be that he didn't, you know, get into his Zen mode and something he does fractures him internally, or Jimmy Butler does what Jimmy's done for the last like 5 years and he's unhappy there. You know what I'm saying? And turns like, I don't want to be here anymore.
Got you.
If those two things happen to me, those are the worst case scenarios.
All right. And on that note, we're heading into halftime. This is High IQ Basketball with Brian Isley and Raymond Byrd. We will be back after a word from our sponsor. Hey, everybody, this is Brian Isley, comedian extraordinaire, asking you guys to download Logo, the Isley album, and Uno, the One Take album. I have 3 albums. They're all on Spotify. They're all on iTunes. They're all on Tidal. Streaming well right now, but I need more support. I need you guys to go and download these albums, man. Download Logo, Laugh or Get Offended. Download the Isley album and download Uno, the One Take album. And they are available where you stream all your music. They're hilarious because I made them. So download these albums today and get your laugh on. And we are back. This is High IQ Basketball with Brian Isley and Raymond Byrd. We're heading into the third quarter. I got Rand with me, I got Neil with me, and Scoop is still here. Third quarter, KD's playing very well with the Rockets. His first year with the Rockets. Is he still a top 10 player in the NBA? Rand, we'll start with you.
Man, we need to talk about this. I think we need to run down what the 10 is going to look like. Listen, KD is hooping. KD is hooping.
Yeah.
I think we can make a case for him. Brian and I were arguing kind of, off cam about certain people that we would put before him. Scoop, listen, I would like to know who's your listen, I think we universally will probably have the same top 5, top 6. I was shocked that Brian did not have Steph in his top 6. Shocked. Shocked. So I don't know how we're gonna get to where we need to get to, but I think universally, right, we would say the Joker, we would say the Freak, we would say Luka, we would say Bron.
He hasn't played.
So okay. Cool. I acknowledge that.
Wait. So are we talking about just in this moment, in this season?
In this moment, right now, in this season, in this little pocket, sample size.
You got to set the construct. So if that's the construct, let's go.
That's different. Okay,
he knew what the construct was.
So we got to add. We got to listen. And this kind of pains me to do because I hate his game. But you got to add Brunson, right? You got to add Wemby. You got to add Joker. You got to add Luka. Shit, if you talking about the first 10 games, Austin Reed is looking like a top 10 player in the NBA in the first 10. So what we doing?
That's fine. You could put him in your top 10.
I mean, Austin Reed's been balling. My man in Philly, Maxi's been balling.
Don't forget Norman Powell in Miami.
Powell's been balling.
Exactly.
Norman Powell been hooping.
This is what makes the conversation so unique because.
So let me ask a question.
Go ahead.
What is the question?
Yeah.
Specifically, like we're in court. Talk to me like we're in court. What's the question specifically?
The players that are playing, that are available, that are playing right now on the floor. Who's the top 10 NBA players in the league right now?
Right now. Okay,
Number one is the Joker. Are we in agreement? Number one is the Joker? Yo, the Joker has put up like 4 triple-doubles in the last 5 games. I'm talking about like 37, 16, and 11. Like, Joker's unbelievable.
The question is he your one?
He's my one.
Okay.
He's all of our one.
All right.
Look, they're 11-1, man. And my thing is that I'm not arguing with you, but
SGS.
For me, I'm still putting shade because of this.
All right.
I know what it's like, and Joker be the first one to tell you. Life changes when that target gets on your back when you win that thing.
Yeah, he's still doing his thing.
So for him to come out the gates,
okay,
and for them to go, they went 10-1 or 10 is over for to come out the gates like this, and I'm still putting it on him because he got a different target on his back than Joker did. He has a target that Joker had the year before. You see what happened. He had the target that happened to Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. No, for him to come out the gates this way, to me, SGA is my number one.
Fair. And then, so are we agreeing that SGA and Joker are 1 and 2?
The way Giannis is hooping.
Yep, that's my one.
Giannis
right. See, I'm not right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
I go SGA, Giannis, then Joker.
Okay, so is that all of our 3 then?
That's fine.
Okay, that's all of our 3. Now let's round out the top 5. You got to put Luka in there.
I do put Luka in there.
Scoop, you got Luka?
Yep, I got Luka.
All right, who you got next? Wemby?
West. Wemby is
Wemby?
yes.
Yeah, without question. Yeah.
All right, so that's
Wemby's-
top five.
That's
we're
the
all in
five.
agreement with the top five.
Yeah.
top 5. Got it.
Okay, 6 to 10 is going to get interesting.
6 to 10.
Jalen has to be number 6.
I got Maxey.
I can go either way.
Okay,
That-
fine.
No, I'm not trying to be democratic about it, but I can flip flop either way. I don't think I can even go tie with that. Either no,
They
I'm
both
not,
hooping.
They both.
hooping.
I'm not mad at either one
Okay.
of those.
You
Either
cool
one
with
of
Jalen and being interchangeable at 6 and 7?
That's fine with me.
All right, next 3. I'm going Cade.
Cade Cunningham?
Cade
Absolutely.
is getting busy.
Even though I hate that he's put up 46 on 45 shots, I don't like that at all.
Wait. Stop. He missed 31.
Yeah.
Like, come on. He missed twice
can't
as
talk about
many
one
as he
game.
made. Look, I'm not mad at the triple-double either, but you can't, look.
Scoop, initially when I looked at the box score, I'm like, oh my God, a 40-point triple-double. And then I looked at the missed shots. I said, what the hell?
He has no one else to
Right,
create.
exactly.
Scoop, he has no one else to create on this team.
I know.
It's all Cade or
Nobody's
nothing.
arguing. Nobody's arguing. And I'm not using one game to take him out of the last 3. You know what I'm saying? But I think that has to be, and I ain't saying he got to have an asterisk by his name.
No.
But I'm not going to say, all right, K's my number 8. And have it just lay there thinking that's because of the 46. You got to say, yeah, that 46, it didn't help or hurt him. You can remove that game, and then he's still in the conversation.
Okay,
That's
so
my thing.
can I offer this then? I think the next 3 spots, I think the conversation is Cade, Paolo, Steph, KD. Is that fair? And listen, we didn't even include Ant-Man, but Ant-Man has been hurt a couple games.
Yeah,
I'm putting Ant-Man there.
Okay.
I'm definitely putting Ant-Man there.
Yeah, Ant-Man's just missed. He missed a little bit too many games for me at his age. I mean, Steph's sitting some games.
Steph is sitting games, bro. Not some games. Steph is sitting games.
He old, but Ant-Man's 25 years old, bro. You can't be missing these games, only 10 games. I don't want to see that low management shit.
So with all that being said, so we named Steph, we named Ant-Man, Paolo.
Cade.
Okay, is we running out of room here? Is KD 10 or no?
KD's in my 10.
Let me ask you a question. Who's playing better, KD or Sengun?
Yo, both of them are hooping.
That's what I'm saying.
Sengun is hooping.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That's a great question.
That's the problem. That's the problem you got. And I'm not saying either both of them are hooping, but to choose one over the other.
So pick. So I would pick both of them and take Steph out.
But you still.
You know what? I'm not mad at that. But then my argument to that is, to me, and this is just me, where the fuck you put Norman Powell? Because to me, we're talking, no, seriously, he's earned the right to be in that team conversation what he's done in Miami. Like, they changed their entire offense, and he's partially the reason they're there and doing what they're doing and scoring the way they're scoring. You know what I'm saying? And this is first time there.
Scoop, if you're saying that, then you got to speak about Austin Reeves too then.
Exactly right.
Austin Reeves is averaging like 27, 9, and 8 or some shit. Like, it's crazy.
Right. Exactly right. I'm not mad at that.
And they what? The Lakers are what? 9 and 2?
9 and 3.
You know, come on. Like, Austin has been
Wait, I didn't say who was in my last 3.
Exactly.
You know, you're telling me I didn't say. I'm saying I'm responding to you all.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
Right.
So you go ahead. Who's your final 3? We've got options. Apparently, we got Reeves, we got Paolo, we got Ant-Man, we got Sengun, we got KD, we got Steph. We got 6 players that you can use for 3 spots.
I'm gonna give you mine straight off, and I'm just gonna stand on it. And I'm just gonna stand on them.
Okay.
Definitely got Cade Cunningham without a doubt.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Definitely got Austin Reeves without a doubt. Mm-hmm. And the reason I got Austin Reeves outside of just balling is what he did when Luka wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Mm-hmm. Is what he did when Luka wasn't there. Mm-hmm. And my last one, I don't want to be a homer here, but I gotta throw Brunson in there.
No, we already put Brunson at 6 and 7, interchangeable with Maxey.
Oh, we did, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Brunson
Okay.
is way ahead of top 10, like way ahead of 10.
I forgot. You know, I forgot. Then I'm gonna cop out. I got a Houston tie at 10 then.
Okay.
Same
You know
with
what?
me.
No, you know what? Forget that. You know what? Forget it. I'm gonna push them at 11. I'm putting Norman Powell at 10 then. I'm putting my Norman Powell gonna be at 10. I'm gonna put
Okay.
And the only reason I'm doing that, here's my justification. The only reason I'm doing it, and this ain't talking about Bam or anybody like that, but at least it's kind of the way I drop Joker down. Aaron Gordon is hooping his ass off.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
And
he is.
Jamal Murray is getting back to Jamal Murray. So Joker is not doing this all by himself.
Mm-hmm.
KD and Sengun,
Carrying
that's a
shit.
balance. They're helping each other out.
Yeah.
And they complement each other so
do.
well.
Right. So it's almost like I'm punishing them for codependent on one another, which is not fair. But
It's
we're
not,
talking about
yeah.
individuals, right?
Right.
I'm not saying Bam ain't helping or, Tyler ain't helping. But Norman Powell coming to that team and doing what he's done, he's my number 10.
Okay, so that just and we gotta go to the fourth quarter after this. That just favors my point that if KD is 10 in top 10, he's 10. Like he's not in the upper echelon 1 through 5. We're talking about
who's your 8, 9, and 10?
Ant-Man, Şengün, KD.
Ant-Man, Sengun. Okay. My 8 to 10 is going to be K, Paolo, KD.
Okay, and we gotta.
How are you?
And
Where's
gotta
the
go to the
Paolo
next-
love? Hold on. No, hold up. Hold up. Why are we not talking about like Banchero got them boys looking crazy?
You know why I'm not talking about Paolo? Because
Why?
he fucked my parlay up yesterday. That's why I ain't talking about Paolo. We going into the fourth quarter, and the fourth quarter, I don't give a fuck about what you
Paolo is
talking about,
hooping, bro. What the fuck you talking about?
No.
And look, I'll say this before we get to the fourth quarter.
All right.
The only reason I don't have him in there because, and it's kind of like with Cade, but he's doing what he was expected to do.
All right.
I'm not, it's
Scoop,
not
there-
shocking. It's not like, Powell's doing what he expected to do.
Scoop, their defense's entire strategy.
It's gotta
is
be the
to
last
stop-
point, Rand.
Okay, it's to stop
I
Paolo.
know.
I'll stop.
I know.
I'll stop. Go ahead.
I know.
Go ahead.
I know.
All right.
And look, that's my man. That's my man. 200 grand. I
Rand,
love him.
We are headed into the fourth quarter, and fourth quarter is going to be on a somber note because we are celebrating the life and the legacies of two great players, one being Michael Ray Richardson and the other being Lenny Wilkens, who both passed this week. Scoop, did you know either of them personally? And if you do, can you give us some stories on these two legendary basketball figures?
Wow. Okay. I will start with this. I met Coach Wilkens a couple of times. And didn't know him, but met him a couple of times, ran across the path, loved him, respected him a lot. One of the things that I wish would have come out over the last couple of days in telling his story was the impact that he had on building Seattle basketball as is known to this day. Everything. Seattle did not have a basketball culture until he got there.
Thank you.
And you look at everything that's come out of Seattle since then. Since because he came in and then Spencer Haywood came after that.
Right.
And after, and they're the reasons the Sonics were the Sonics. Not only Lenny playing for them, but then he wound up coaching them and getting that championship.
Mm-hmm.
With DJ, Gus, Fred Brown, Jack Sigma, John Johnson, that whole crew that helped build that. And then after that, just look at the players that came from there, because that created that culture.
Right.
Jamal Crawford, Nate Robinson,
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Roy. We can go keep going down the line. I think Jaden McDaniels is down from there. Where's Powell from?
Right.
Yeah, in that area. Michael Porter Jr. We can talk about they don't have an NBA. They don't have a WNBA franchise if it's not for the culture that Lenny Wilkens, built down there. I just nobody talks about that, and I think from a basketball culture standpoint, I get irritated sometimes because that gets lost in the conversation. Where we're always so quick to talk about everybody's professional career and surround everything they did and their contribution to the game around the NBA. Lenny Wilkens had a bigger impact on basketball than just what he did in the NBA. And he created a culture of basketball in the Seattle area that exists today, that his name could be the founder of that. So it was a blessing to meet Mr. Wilkens and to, I just think that part of his legacy needs to be spoken about more. And it disturbs me a little bit since I haven't heard anybody speaking to a larger degree on that.
All right, we're going to run down his career highlights, because before we went on air, Scoop, this guy to my left, Red Cup Ran, said probably one of the most blasphemous things. He said that so we were doing player coach combos, right?
Yeah.
And Lenny Wilkens, great player, great coach as well. He said that Doc Rivers is a better player coach combo than Lenny Wilkens. And before I get your take on that, I'm going to run down Lenny Wilkens' career highlights. 9-time NBA All-Star, NBA All-Star Game MVP, NBA assist leader in 1970. He made both anniversary teams, the 50th anniversary team and the 75th anniversary team. His number 19 is retired by the Seattle Supersonics. As a coach, he's an NBA champion in 1979, NBA Coach of the Year in 1994, 4-time NBA All-Star Game head coach. He's considered top 10 coaches in NBA history and also made the top 15 coaches in NBA history, and is a Chuck Daly Lifetime Achievement Award winner.
Congrats to that Black King. You know what I mean?
So how... Scoop, go ahead, because he pissed me off with that comparison.
Well, no. Here's the thing. I don't, and maybe it's the younger generation. I just,
he's 43.
Yes. No, but still, to me, that's a younger generation because I'm 61, so I get it. So what I'm saying is
you look really fucking good to be 61, bro. I'm gonna tell you that. Let me show some love to the Black Kings out there, man. You look great, bro. 61, I would have never guessed that. But go ahead, my man.
It's called good looking Hell's Fried Chicken. That's
Shit, you look good.
No, real tough. I don't understand the point of always making comparisons.
Okay.
Just live. Let the he could stand right there for what you just said, B.
Absolutely.
He can stand.
Absolutely.
There doesn't need to be a comparison. Was he up with what was Doc Rivers better than him? Was so and so better? There's no need. Let the brother just stand.
I got you.
We're living in an era where everything has to be compared, and I wish we stopped that because it generalizes everything, and everything doesn't need to be generalized.
That's true.
This man, for what he did, and I saw him play. And I watched him. I'm old enough to see Lenny Wilkens play. And somebody asked me the other day, could I give them a comp of that? I said, his game was basically Tony Parker's game, just left-handed. That's it. And he didn't have a Tim Duncan to play with. But he was that good. You know what I'm saying? Now, he didn't have a championship coach to, get him there. He didn't have David Robinson and Tim Duncan to play with. But his game, as it stood alone, was very much like Tony Parker's, the exact same thing. Tony Parker's game was a remix of his, just right-handed. So I'm saying, was Tony Parker good enough to get into the Hall of Fame without, Tim Duncan? Mm-hmm. We don't know, but Tony Parker was a hell of a solid, respectable point guard.
Scoop, is Tony Parker mid?
I think for the role, I'll put it this way. I think not for the role he played on the San Antonio Spurs.
Okay.
But
he's a good role player.
No.
A Hall of Fame role player.
Huh?
A Hall of Fame role player.
No, well, let me ask you this. Without him, what's your definition
Scoop,
of a
let's
role
keep it
player?
100, Scoop. If he doesn't have Tim Duncan and Ginobili and Popovich, Tony Parker is mid. He's no Jason Kidd. He's no Magic Johnson. He's not one of the greats.
Nobody's saying that. Right? No. Nobody's saying it. But I'm saying that I think he would have been a lot better statistically if he's on another squad. If he's not on that squad. Oh, I think so. Yeah, I think so. I do think so.
Wow.
Here's the thing. It's very much as if you put Reggie Miller on another team and force him to be selfish.
Mid.
See, I disagree.
Mid. Reggie is mid.
I disagree.
Yo, Reggie could barely put the ball on the floor, Scoot. But let's celebrate the Kings and their time.
we're gonna celebrate.
But come
the
on,
Kings.
Scoot, we gotta talk about this game. Reggie is mid. Reggie could barely put the ball on the floor.
To shoot the way he did, the way that game was played.
He's black Kyle Korver, Scoop. He's black Kyle Korver.
No,
You being dishy. You
He's
being
way better than that.
See, you see what I mean? You see what I mean?
Here's the thing. You're looking at the numbers. I'm looking at the impact.
His sister was better than him.
Of course.
Nobody doubting that.
His sister could put the ball on the floor. Reggie could barely put it. Yo, have you ever seen Reggie cross over behind the back through the legs?
No. But I'm not looking at that. I'm not looking at it. So I'm looking at what he did. He did well. There's a lot of players that stop. There's a lot of players that specifically did things well, and they specialized in it.
Reggie averages 8 points per game in today's NBA.
Okay, I'll put it this way. If you want to say that, that's fine. Because I'd argue it depends on what team he's on. You know what I'm saying? Because Reggie Miller, to me,
he's Desmond Bain. Less. He's less than Desmond Bain.
To me, he's more Klay Thompson.
Scoop, he's rage baiting you, man. Just
no,
don't even.
No, he's not, because I have to care about something to get raised about. You know
Are you serious, B?
No, but listen, you can't deny Reggie Miller's
clutch gene,
right? So
facts.
Okay, so here's my point. If you want to give him 8 points a game, they'll all be in the fourth quarter with 5 minutes left in the game.
Agreed. No denying that.
Cool.
Give him the ball.
That's fine.
Got it.
But all I'm saying is that going back to your role player point, it depends on what your definition of role player is. Because there are primary players, top of the whiteboard players.
Yep.
And then there are players that play important roles in order for you to get to where you are.
Scoop, can I ask you a question? Would you allow me? Can I ask you a question?
And then we got to get to Michael Ray Richardson.
Yeah, please. Listen, I'm not talking about career accolades. Basketball player for basketball player in their same eras. Who's the better basketball player, Reggie Miller or Allen Houston?
See, that's what I'm saying.
He just told you he hate comparisons.
Personally, I would take Reggie Miller. Personally, I would take Reggie Miller.
I respect it. Okay.
But the only reason I do that is because, like you said, Reggie didn't have an overall game like that, but he had an ability to score, especially in clutch times, because he was that shooter. Okay. My problem with Reggie Miller is that he never took enough shots. And probably that's because he couldn't do the things that you're talking about.
Okay.
But when you have somebody that has the range that he had, that everybody has now, but he was before his time with that. No, seriously. He's still shooting close to 50% from the field and close to 40 behind three. If he takes more than 18 shots a game and takes 25,
what?
We're having a different story.
All right.
We got to talk about this another time. We got to talk about this another time.
Because the quarter is over, but I still want to get a quick thought on Michael Ray Richardson before we get into OT.
Yeah, sorry to get sidetracked on that, but I did.
It was Rand's fault.
Michael
it's not your fault.
No. I did know Michael Ray Richardson. Like I said, I met Mr. Wilkens a couple of times, shook his hand, kind of knew him. No, I do know Michael Ray Richardson because I spent time with him and actually got a chance to do a story on him, a feature story on him for Slam Magazine, where we got into the whole thing and we kind of stayed in touch. And that story was the reason they actually did the documentary. So, because they of course, they didn't commission a brother. But they built the whole story of his life after that. But the quick story I can give you about Michael Ray, and this is one of my favorite ones, is that he got a shoe contract by changing brands of shoes in the middle of a game.
Oh, wow.
I think he went from Nike to Pony because he was battling both of them for shoe contract. So he changed brands at halftime of a game to negotiate a shoe contract.
Oh, that's
so I was like, you wildin', B. You wildin' if you do that. But the other thing, it's kind of hard to deal with, but he dealt with drug issues.
Right.
And his coach at the time with the Knicks was Hubie Brown. Uh-huh. And Hubie Brown used to really get on him about having the issues he had with drugs as if he had control over it. And you all know what happens when you have an addiction. For most part, it's out of your control.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't want to do this, but that demon inside you does that. And Hubie Brown, according to Michael Ray, was very, 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 very unsympathetic to him towards that. He basically bastardized him, dehumanized him over the course of his basketball career for having that drug issue. And then Hubie Brown's daughter wound up being a drug addict and having drug issues.
Wow.
Right. And he was like, I'm glad. He said, I never want to wish bad on anybody, but I'm glad. He treated me so bad, I'm glad he went through that to understand what I was going through.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't want to end that on a down note, but Michael Ray was a good brother, but he went through some things and he handled his things, but he was very real with his things too. So
R.I.P. to him and his family.
R.I.P. to
yes,
Michael Ray.
No doubt. One of
Lenny
the great ones. Right. But according to somebody sitting on the couch, he'd probably be mid too if you looked at his numbers.
Yeah.
You know what I said when I sat down? Listen, I don't want to disrespect the dead. I don't. I'm not going to say anything, but I'm saying, listen, respect to him. Listen, the drug epidemic really fucked our culture up, man. So I just want to, shout out to all those who have persevered that time. Let's just, shout them out. I did have an opinion, but it's not relevant right now. Let's just, share love to our greats.
Absolutely. And we're heading into OT.
Shit, let's talk about this.
Yeah. We've been waiting for this. The OT is part 2 of last week's OT. Most overrated hip hop albums. Part 2.
Yeah.
Ray, we're going to start with you, man.
Listen, you don't want to start with me because I'm about to go crazy.
All right, then we will start with Scoop.
Start with Scoop. I'm going crazy on my. I'm telling
Scoop.
you.
Okay, yeah, you go, because mine are, like I said, I haven't had a chance to sit down and talk about it. I watched the show last week.
Appreciate you.
I was thinking, not that I was going to get asked this question, just listening to what the conversation was and how it flowed and how you all broke that down. But
appreciate
I can
that,
say
man.
this. I will say, and I'll give you reasons behind it. Somebody said Eminem. Was
Trash.
it you,
it was Nick Lawson and Raymond Byrd.
Okay, both of y'all. Okay, y'all said Eminem, and y'all didn't pick an album, right?
They said all of it.
All of them shits, bro. All of them Eminem shits is ass.
Okay, I will co-sign on that for a different reason, though.
Okay.
Because I do respect, and I agree with. I think it was old boy who said he couldn't relate to what Eminem was spitting.
Yeah.
Like,
By killing his baby mom and shit like that.
Yeah, right,
we're not doing that
right.
in our culture. We not.
Right, we don't do it in our culture. But if that's you, that's you. I'm just delivering on your spit game. And my thing with Eminem is that his cadence on everything back then was always the same.
Yep.
It always got ramped up. It was the same. Every song, from a cadence standpoint with him,
the messaging
was verbally the exact same. I think
Agreed.
one of the reasons that Lose Yourself became big is because it was the song that wasn't that.
Correct.
It stayed like at that pace the whole time. Everything else started and then it ramped up. So, but I'm not. That was my issue with him as an MC. I give him all the respect in the world as an MC. That's just me. But the reason I have him, and I can't pick any particular album, but I will say these. I think he's won maybe 6 Grammys.
Too many.
For hip hop or rap albums of the year.
Wow.
Too many.
You have to go back and check. Like I said, I'm doing this off the top of my head.
Right.
I'm taking the fact that he should have gotten maybe 1.
Yeah.
I don't know what particular album it could be, but any ones outside of those, to me, are on the overrated thing.
Okay.
Because in the landscape of hip hop, he has more Grammys for rap albums of the year than anybody.
Bullshit.
Right. And so that's the reason I'm saying they're overrated. I'm not saying the albums are not good. I'm saying the awards that those albums got over all the stuff that came out all those years that those got out makes them overrated. You get what I'm saying?
Got you.
So I can't pick which one, because I'll be fair. There's one that probably deserved 1, but 6, not happening.
No.
It's not happening. That's like, Marvin Gaye never got a Grammy.
Crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Barely. He got one for somebody, for something. He wound up getting a Grammy for a song he wrote that somebody else did. I think Luther Vandross, in his whole career, got a Grammy for Dancing with My Father.
Correct,
Look
but
at
it's
the stuff
disrespectful.
Luther-
His catalog
That's what I'm
before
saying.
that,
Everything he did before that. So all I'm
What?
saying is that I'm not saying that whoever won, but you can't tell me that of all the hip hop albums that came out all the times, the Eminem won album of the year, that every year, no, it's not happening. So whatever, you can pick your ladder, pick from that ladder, whatever that is, those are the ones.
Okay.
Somebody said 50 Cent. It's hard for me to argue with that only because they said get rich or die trying. I forgot who said that.
I said that.
If you did, yeah, you did. And you know what? I'm not disagreeing with you, but the only reason I'm pushing back on that is because you're looking at it lyrically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at it as a pop album because that's what it was.
yeah,
It was
Impact
a pop album.
Impact was crazy. It had you
Impact
wearing
was great,
tank
and it
tops
was a
and like
pop album.
bras.
It was a pop album.
All right.
It moved the unit
bugging.
across the board. It was a pop album, dude, and it did what Dr. Dre wanted that album to do.
Yeah,
Yeah, agreed.
you bugging.
It hit the masses. It was like a hip hop version of Thriller. You know what I'm saying?
That's a great comparison.
G-Unit. What?
So I'm not mad at that.
But you bugging. G-Unit. Yo,
But
What?
if you take it, but if you take it out of that landscape, I think you can accept it. But for what you were saying, B, I get it. So I'm not arguing that. Now,
Scoop,
Shut up.
don't co-sign that. G-Unit.
No.
What? We in here. What? We can get the drama going. Yeah, Yo, you know what this, Scoop, you know what that did to Brooklyn? You know what that did to Queens, Harlem,
know.
the Lower East
I know.
Side, Staten Island,
Dude.
Long Island?
dude, I was at sets.
I
in
know you
LA.
was.
I was at sets in LA and
Yes.
they were bumping that whole album.
What is he talking
nonstop.
about?
I'm like, good Lord. It was some hip hop albums turned into pop albums.
Many, man.
Like historically, if you listen to Run DMC's Raising Hell,
I love it.
that's a pop album though. Listen
shit
to
was
other
big, too.
albums. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Listen to the original Run DMC. Listen to their first album. Listen to their second album. Those are hardcore. By the time they got to Raising Hell is a pop album. Great album, but if you compare it and what is the definition of hip hop, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes, but to me, hip hop has expanded outside of the way we culturally define it. And every now and then we have to accept the fact that there are albums that are rooted in hip hop, but happen to be pop albums.
fuck
Hip hop
that,
has grown like that. Taylor Swift is a country artist.
Nah, Taylor
She's
Swift is
outgrown
ass.
country and she does pop music now.
Taylor Swift is ass. We're not doing this on our podcast today.
But
We're
no,
talking
I'm
about
saying-
that real shit. Taylor Swift is ass. And we not vouching for this whole
I'm not
hip hop
vouching.
converting
I'm
to
making-
pop. We not doing it, Scoop. We not doing it, bro.
I'm
We got to
making
take
a-
it back to the essence.
Let him make his point.
I'm making a point about how you can still be a part of something and grow out of it. That's all. I'm saying country music gets it. But if you ask them, what is the most overrated album in country music? They're going to say Taylor Swift.
Facts.
Ass.
Because she's not country anymore. She's pop. She made
Yeah.
pop albums.
She's
all
ass,
I'm saying
too.
is that I think 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying is a pop album. It just happens to be rooted in hip hop.
Okay,
So I
that's,
get it.
that's fair.
That's all I'm saying. I get it.
That's
Now,
fair.
I got to lean outside of hip hop to do this.
Okay.
And I'm not saying it's not hip hop because it's still an extension, hip hop adjacent. And I'm talking artists. Well, I'll get specific on one album at the top of my head. Frank Ocean's Blonde album,
Ass.
way overrated. I'm not gonna say it's that, but it's way overrated.
Channel Orange, different. Blonde, ass.
And I think I could argue we could have a conversation about Channel Orange, but whatever. I'm not even going there. I'm not going there. I'm gonna throw another one out there that's gonna probably make y'all mad. Wait, why did I just blank out on it? Probably because God does not want me to say
No,
this
it's
out
probably
loud.
ass. Come on, tell me. I got some ass shit in my phone to tell y'all about. I'm telling you right now. This is what Brian brought me here for. Now, listen, don't flag me either. I'm going all the way. Come on, School. What is it?
Nope. D'Angelo's last album.
Ass.
Oh man.
Listen.
And I'm not, listen. See, I'm not going so far as say it's ass. I'm just saying I think it's overrated.
Yeah, I don't know why you trying to push the Scoop to go over the edge and say that. He's not
No.
going to do it.
No.
No,
Listen,
I'm just saying
R.I.P.
it's overrated.
R.I.P. to a GOAT. Like, artistically, musically, D'Angelo is one of them guys. Like, that sex appeal thing he did, like, I was on it. I'm D'Angelo.
No,
like,
but see, I'm not saying it. I'm saying the last album
was mid.
Black Messiah.
Yes.
Was just, and I'm not saying it's bad, but it's not what everybody made it out to be.
Right.
It wasn't generational the same way like Brown Sugar and Voodoo was. It wasn't on that level. Not at all.
Listen,
at all.
And we're not even talking about R&B right now, Scoop. But let me tell you another R&B album that everyone praises.
We're not talking about R&B. What you gonna talk about?
I'm not gonna talk about R&B. I'm gonna stay on track.
Stay on track.
Can I talk about hip hop? You ready?
Go ahead.
Scoop, listen, I got a list, bro. Let me tell you right now.
And we got 2 minutes.
We got 2 minutes. I'm gonna get through it. One, I agree with everybody here. Every Eminem album has been asked. The only one that was remotely even respectful was Marshall Mathers LP. The rest of that shit doo-doo. Okay. In terms of overrated, I heard y'all in the last episode. College dropout, late registration, graduation from Ye, fire.
Yes.
Everything after that, with exception of My Twisted Dark Fantasy, trash. Everything Ye did after 808s, outside of My Twisted Dark Fantasy, is absolute ass cheeks.
I'm good. With
Okay,
that.
hold on, stop. I knew you got, but let me ask you a question. Who feels that they aren't?
Yo, people talk about Ye like his last.
No. They talk about Ye, but I'm talking about the albums after that.
His last 6 albums have been dirt. Yeezus, Ye, all of that bullshit.
He's asking you
who you're talking to that feels.
Who feels that way?
Yo,
everybody I know feels exactly like you. There is no rating after that.
Culturally, musically, if Ye was to announce today, I'm dropping a project tomorrow, people will go listen to it, and I don't know why.
That's not what he asked.
But that's what I'm telling you. Ye is ass. Ye is over.
All right, keep going.
Okay, keep going.
I think everybody feels that way. I think exactly what you said. Everybody feels that way. So everything he's done after Beautiful Dark Mind,
ass.
Okay.
Right,
TM 101.
There's no rating on it, so it can't be underrated if it's not rated.
Scoop. TM 101. Jeezy's critically acclaimed album. Ass. Jeezy might be the worst popular rapper in the history of rappers. All of Jeezy's albums is absolute dirt. I don't know. But TM 101, everybody's like, that's a cult classic. I don't know what cult they in. Leave that fucking cult to the side. TM 101 is album. That shit is garbage.
The words expressed by Duran are not.
And the worst thing about TM 101, the shit is 95 minutes of music, of 95 minutes of a waste of my time. Bro, why don't you take those 19 tracks and turn that shit into 7? Because that shit is dirt. Okay.
Keep going, man.
Next. Kendrick. Yo, Kendrick is my man. But that Mr. Morale album is ass. That shit is elevated music, bro.
That is so funny because that was gonna be the one. That was gonna be the last one.
Thank you, bro. That Mr. Morale shit is elevated music.
Let me ask you a question. Because I'm gonna tell you how I feel. Let me see if you can agree with me. The only reason I feel that way is because of who it came from.
Yeah.
I'm holding it against his catalog.
Sure.
If somebody else had done it, I probably would have liked it better. But I'm like, you better than that.
GNX. The first shit, all right, cool. Like, cool. That Mr. Morale shit, he went and got married, and listen, he got bit by the marriage bug. I don't know. He on some Klay Thompson shit. Mr. Morale's ass, but I'm gonna keep moving on because I don't want Neil. I don't want the super producer. Okay, let's talk about something controversial. I want to preface this. This last album is probably their best piece of work. So let me start by saying that.
Okay.
But the rest of their entire catalog, specifically this motherfucker Pusha T, is dirt. The Clips shit is so overrated. Everybody tries to make it seem like the Clips are so fire. Their last album was good because we haven't heard from them in 10 years. Pusha T, ass. The Clips, ass. Super mid. Let's be real about it. This last album, I thought they had personal songs to their parents. It was timeless. I agree. They're even deserving of the Grammy that they're nominated for. But overall, the Clips music is ass. Pusha T even first. I know people try to compare Pusha T to Jim Jones. And Jim Jones is ass too. But Jim Jones actually makes fire albums. Pusha T is not even in comparison to Jim Jones. And in that beef, Jim Jones won. I don't care what nobody said. All Pusha T want to do is send his subs. The Clips, ass. Their catalog, ass. Pusha T, ass. The last album I thought was perfect timing, right time, right place in the marketplace. But the whole Clip shit, dirt. Last. I know we got like a minute left. Can I get my last one off?
We had 2 minutes.
Can
10
I
minutes
get my
ago.
Neil, super producer? Can I get my last one off? Y'all had the nerve to sit on his last podcast and give Drake props for his fucking albums.
Who?
I almost threw up in my mouth when Nick was like, yo, Take Care, Scorpion. That shit was fire. That shit is dirt. Yo, Drake has one good album, which is Take Care, and possibly Thank Me Later. The rest of Drake's you can call me in my cell phone. The rest of that bullshit is dirt. I don't understand why these young kids even like that motherfucker. Like, this whole singing R&B shit, he's not Ja Rule, he's not LL Cool J. I know he's from that loin, but Ja actually correct. Venevetta Vici is probably one of the most underrated albums of all time. LL, you already know what LL's been doing since like 1983. Let's give LL his right. He's the father of all of that melodic bullshit that they're doing. Drake's catalog is
Scoop and Brian,
absolute.
you guys can just leave.
I'm
You
sorry,
can just
Scoop.
leave. We can just all
I'm
walk
sorry. Drake's fucking full catalog is absolute dirt. And let's be clear, like, Drake has hits. I understand he's like a darling in the media. His albums, none of us here, including you, Neil, and just so y'all know, Neil is a white man. Yeah. There's no one in this room that is going to any of Drake's past catalog to listen to an album. Does Drake have hits? Scoop, he has hits. His albums, none of us here are ever going back to listen to a Drake album. That shit is caca. That shit is trash. I'm sorry.
Scoop, we're going to give you a couple minutes for your thoughts, and then we're going to wrap up the show. Hey, you got anything to refute?
Come on, Scoop, hold me down.
What
No. Look. It's hard for me to hold you down on that last one because I'm one who's never listened to a Drake album, never had the need to.
Point taken.
You know, but here's the. I thought that the question was about albums.
Yeah.
You went ham on everybody's career.
Yo, their catalogs is dirt. Like, because people try to vouch, like, yo, Take Care's fire. Yo, Drake is ass. But I'm sorry.
I thought you got your shit off.
I'm sorry.
I thought
Scoop is my man. I fuck with Scoop.
This guy, man. Yo, like you was. I guess you was really happy when I asked you to come on the show to talk about this.
Listen, I want to.
He prepared.
I want to support black business. That's why it's my man, right? It's my brother, right here.
All right,
any day.
Scoop, your final thoughts, man.
He came clipped up, man.
He
came
did.
full magazine,
and he emptied. He emptied the clip. He emptied the clip.
Right.
You don't disagree with none of it. That shit that I name is ass.
Well, once again, I
Neil is dying. Neil is dying laughing.
Right.
Scoop, that shit is ass. Scoop, come on, hold me down, bro.
No, wait. The question wasn't whether it was added, whether it was overrated.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's all. So
Thank you.
I function like we're in court.
Yeah.
Because if I was the judge right now, I'd be like, my man, and I ain't trying to be like Judge Mathis.
Yeah.
You ain't fucking answer the question.
You ain't answer the question at all.
Judge Mathis is crazy too. Judge Mathis. That's another motherfucker we can talk about. That needs to be another time. Judge Mathis is off the hook too.
Man,
right now, sir, go back to your holding cell until you learn to come back into court to answer these
and learn how to talk, right? Like these are specific words with definitions to them.
Name a particular album by that artist. I didn't ask for the whole artist. I didn't ask for everything.
All of that shit is ass. Every album they have is ass. But I got you, sir. I'll name all of their albums is ass. All of that shit. The whole catalog. I said TM 101. Jeezy's whole 25-year catalog. That shit is dirt.
All right. Unfortunately, that is our time for today. Scoop, thank you so much. Brother, I appreciate you
man.
Always coming through,
y'all.
Always supporting us, listening to us too. Man, thank you so much. You're a legend, and the fact that we got your cosign for this show says a lot, man. Appreciate it.
Okay, I appreciate it. Appreciate y'all. So I got one thing I want to say to y'all to carry on to the next show.
Right.
Since we get a chance to talk about it today.
Okay.
I want y'all to talk about, since they just released the All-Star game, like new
World versus USA.
Yeah, how the new construction of the All-Star game. It's 3 teams, 8 players per team. Mm-hmm. I want y'all to talk about or discuss why are they shitting on the world like that, but only giving them 8 choices.
Okay. We'll do.
That's
that would be one of the topics.
The top 5 players we just mentioned, I think earlier,
all Europeans.
So now you only got 3 slots left,
right,
for the rest of the world.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, think about that and talk about that because you got a lot of players that are deserving to be on that squad. They're cutting out.
Facts.
Will do.
Yeah.
Facts, bro.
Appreciate that, man. And he's giving us topics, Neil.
Yeah.
This guy is the GOAT,
Hey,
man.
Scoop, bro. You the GOAT, bro. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man.
Go
ahead.
I don't want to see you when you my age, fam. Because if you old and curmudgeon-y right now, man, you ain't gonna like. Because he calling me the GOAT now. When he gets my age, Scoop Jackson's ass.
Scoop Jackson's ass.
Scoop, I'll never
Scoop couldn't
never say that.
couldn't write. Scoop couldn't write.
I would never say that. I would never
Scoop
say
ass couldn't write.
Slam his ass. Like he gonna be bugging, man.
Wait till that grade start kicking in.
You my man. You see my shit, Scoop? As you my man, you the
be
GOAT,
like the
bro.
black old man in that movie.
Word.
Nah,
Scoop, man, it's a pleasure, man. Always, man. Thank you so much, man. We'll be talking to you soon, and we definitely gonna talk about that topic. Word.
My boy.
I'ma have to tie my Nikes for this one. I'ma go for like a quadruple double.
We playing the game to win, and greatness come from within. The only time you lose if you only never begin. Gotta be like the shoes and just do it. The clock is winding down, so now shoot it.
If fortune favors the bold, that's why I keep on just winning. If timing is just the essence, then I'ma keep on just spending. I'm worth a couple of bucks. Shout out to Antetokounmpo. Dropping in b-ball facts that's seeping into your bloopers. Advising like Tony Kukoc, we getting into it mucho. Directing all these plays like my name was Tony Russo. Ballin', that's how we do so. I'm going in for the win. Penetrate the lane like we way back in 2010. I'm stomping straight in my Timbs. The basics just like I'm Tim. I'm dunking on you haters. A poster is where you live. It's magic all in my wrist. Steph Curry, we going swish. It's showtime like the 80s. Basketball is where we live. I'm highly gifted and skilled. I'm going in for the kill. The game is on the line. Raymond Byrd, hey, yo, what's the deal? Pass it to Brian Isley. I bet he probably surprised me. High IQ basketball is a show and it's not a hobby.
Playing the game to win, and greatness come from within. The only time you lose if you only never begin. Gotta be like the shoes and just do it. The clock is winding down, so now shoot it. We playing the game to win, and greatness come from within. The only time you lose if you only never begin. Gotta be like the shoes and just do it. The clock is winding down.
This has been a Drop Tent Media production.